The Indiana Fever do not need an athletic trainer. The Indiana Fever need a self-defense trainer. That's right. Indiana Fever need a self-defense trainer because the intentional foul, the unprotection from the referees is so bad that the Indiana Fever need a self-defense trainer. Folks, let me break this down. This is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. How we doing? How we doing? Normally, I'd like to start the Mondays off with a bang, but this is not a bang. This is an embarrassment. It's a continuous process of a racist, interior, accepted behavior in the WNBA. They call the fans racist, but the players are showing pure hatred and racism on the court, attacking players with intentional hate and call it what you want. Um, the WNBA officials that will not provide any protection. Folks, I can only go at this one way, and I only know one way out to do it. You guys know me long enough now to know I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to play with it. I saw Kelsey Mitchell, incredible performance overshadowed by Sophie Cunningham injury and seeing a player intentionally dive at the knees. And again, in the NFL, if you touch a player's knees, you're cutting my income out. I've got a right to defend myself. And Roger Goodell, the fines, you have no idea the amount of money that the players would lose if Roger Goodell was the commissioner. This is not a game where you intentionally want to hurt players and have career-threatening injuries. Sophie Cunningham came to play and came to play an equality game. But during the contest, here's the underlining factor. There was a play before Sophie Cunningham even got hurt at half court. The WNBA is allowing a player to attack Sophie on the ground. Sophie ended up kicking the player, and they gave Sophie the technical foul. There was also another offensive foul where Kelsey Mitchell was fouled so hard before the play, she gave a forearm shiver to get the player off of her, and they called an offensive foul on Kelsey Mitchell. The fix is in. The fix is in for the Indiana Fever. There's a blind eye that's been going on 2 years with the Indiana Fever. And when I say a blind eye for 2 years, I mean the WNBA has not allowed any officials at Indiana Fever games. These calls, you could put a clip together, a compilation of calls that will show you direct cheating by the WNBA officials. Folks, this has went on for 2 years. And to lay a claim that we have the best product, you don't even have a product that can even be placed on the shelf. If the product was put on the shelf, they'd pull it back and they do a recall because they need to bring that product back down. It's an embarrassment to the WNBA fans. It's an embarrassment to the NCAA fans. It's an embarrassment to high school fans who tune in to a WNBA game to watch this type of physical behavior. The Indiana Fever do not need an athletic trainer. They need a self-defense trainer to protect themselves at all times. Legendary boxing referee Mills Lane, the judge, would always say, protect yourself at all times when you enter that ring in boxing. Whether or not I'm present, you must protect yourself. Well, in the WNBA, you must protect yourself at all times in the WNBA. You don't know when a player is going to undercut your legs. You don't know when a player is going to roll up your leg. You don't know when a player is going to cut you out of the air because there is no rules in the WNBA. There is no fines worth speaking of. And to fine a player $100 or $500 and you're not suspending players for games because you created a situation where rosters are short. This is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. The WNBA is the Women's National Basketball Association of Thug Basketball. It's not basketball, folks. There's no strategy in injuring a player. The strategy is when Mabry comes with a fake apology to the Indiana Fever after you go all the way back to Dejanay Carrington and the poke in the eye. Mabry celebrated that poke. Then Mabry comes back again, and Mabry knocks Caitlin all to the ground. Then Mabry lays an apology. Then Mabry came in the Indiana Fever huddle as a player was injured. You know what? I would have kicked Mabry so far out of that huddle, she would have flew out of there right between the goalposts. There's no love when you cause this behavior, and now you want to come and act like you're apologetic. Folks, it's bad business for the WNBA, and I'll tell you, you cannot allow this to continue. And you want to talk about civil rights and protection. You know what? The WNBA officials carry a liability in this. And when somebody gets injured, their name is going to be associated in that litigation because they're allowing this behavior to take place. And when you allow something, your job is to protect and serve. Just as if you were in the police department, your job is to protect and serve. You're not protecting anyone, and players are getting injured. Folks, I don't mean to be on a bad side of this, but I saw Sophie Cunningham get injured. I've seen time and time Fever players are getting knocked to the ground, and I see players take the podium and call the Indiana Fever fans racist while they're committing racist acts on the court. This isn't basketball. This isn't what no fan on national TV signed up to see. But guess what? You're watching it, and now you have a right to make an opinion. You have a right to make a decision. Is the WNBA, am I willing to sacrifice my morals to be a fan of women's basketball? Folks, that's a major question because what I'm watching now is not the future of women's basketball. This is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. I bring it to you. The Indiana Fever need a self-defense trainer and not an athletic trainer. All things are possible to those who believe. This is Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. We'll see you soon.